Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Badass Unscripted. You know, I often wonder what people think optimization is really about. We hear people speak about becoming more productive, having more output, improving results over time. And I think we even talk about 10xing or 20xing our capabilities. Why do you think that happens? It happens by learning to stop waste and how to direct and conserve energy better. A really great example is I'm a learning machine. There's no day that goes by where I'm not studying, learning something, listening to a book, reading a book, but I combine that with dog walking time or ironing my clothes time, and I get two for the price of one. There's an example of optimizing simply by automating something, by eliminating something, or by combining or reintegrating two or more things. But there's a bunch of different strategies. The one that I want to share with you today is creativity. I make a lot of stuff. I create a lot of content. I love creating content. Happens to be a passion of mine, but there's only so many hours in a day. And I'm continuously developing new businesses, new business ideas, new content ideas. Plus I'm shooting, filming, recording, doing all that wonderful stuff. But even if that doesn't interest you, as an Agilist, you must be interested in solving problems. Solutions are a form of creativity. So one aspect that I've learned to optimize is how can I be more creative? How can I have more ideas? For optimal creativity, steal ideas. What? Steal them from other people? Not necessarily. Here's some great examples of how you can steal ideas from the environment or the conversations that are already happening around you. What this means is, in order to have great ideas, you got to listen to other people's ideas. Think of it. If you want to write a great song, you should start by listening to more music. You'll find things that inspire you. You find little beats or melodies or harmonies or tricks or progressions that inspire you, and you can find ways to steal pieces, little elements that you can then fold into your own practice. Well, it's the same thing with words. If you want to become a better writer, become a better reader. If you want to have great ideas, expose yourself to more ideas. Well, how can we do that? Well, number one, be in conversations more often, whether that's listening to podcasts or watching videos where people are discussing an issue, debating an issue. That's a really great place to steal ideas from, because as these two people debate their sides, you start saying, actually, I got an idea that would make that better. That person's wrong. They're full of crap. I know better. My experience tells me different. Well, great. This is now an incubator for you to harvest and jot down new ideas that evolve from other people's conversations. But you don't have to watch a video to do that. You might find those conversations in the team room. You might find those conversations by sitting in a cafeteria, sitting at your local Starbucks, and the conversation doesn't even have to be about Agile. It can be about something you're passionate about, like, why are people so complacent? Why is everyone so unhappy or angry? Why are people so lazy? Why are people so greedy? You'll see people talking about those topics everywhere. And if you just care to open your ears and shut your mouth, you'll find yourself inspired by the conversations that are going on around you. Maybe you watch a great TV show or a great movie and something sparks for you. Maybe you watch an interaction somewhere outside of the team room. It could happen in a shopping mall. Could be a debate between a customer and a retail employee, but it also could be a dissatisfied customer. If you see a dissatisfied customer really freaking out on their cell service provider or whoever sells them their pants or their shirts, you'll learn pretty quickly what customers value, right? You'll learn what makes them feel special versus what makes them feel ignored, neglected, worthless. And as retailers, they may not see it from the customer's point of view, but as you observe it, you all of a sudden have access to both sides of the argument. It is here where some of my greatest podcast ideas have come from, by listening to a debate elsewhere, by listening to someone complain about how long it took to get their tires changed, By listening to someone complain over the size of their dental bill, I learned to understand what customers want and how people who make solutions for customers need to learn how to do it better. So you could do the same thing. So part one of this practice is being a better listener, but part two of the practice is also you have to be a collector of ideas. You have to have a pen, paper, smartphone, tablet, laptop with you so that you can be ready and available to capture these ideas as they pop up, because you never know where they're going to be. You can be intentional. You could be like me and have a reading habit, a study habit, a listening habit. But you also want to be prepared when the muse drops down like lightning and strikes you. So make sure you have a way to capture ideas and one central place to store them. So if you write things down on paper, photograph them and put them into a shared folder so that you can also combine your written notes with, let's say, something that you might type into an email or text over to a friend. Now, the other thing you have to commit to is once you have a great fountain of new ideas, you have a way, a method, a means of generating ideas by stealing them from the conversations around you, you have to double back and groom them. Now, don't tell me you don't want to do this, because if you're an Agile practitioner, you probably force your product owner to groom and maintain their backlog all the time. You probably complain about how they don't want to do it or they don't put the right amount of effort into it and what that costs your team. So guess what? Guess what you're going to have to do now? You are going to have to manage your idea backlog too, which means feel free to write down everything that catches your attention, but also feel comfortable that half of that stuff will just go straight to the wastebasket. It won't turn into anything. You should see my backlog. You should see the stuff that I throw away in terms of ideas. It's huge. But the only way this works is if you are prepared to go back and comb through those ideas and find the good, relevant ones. Maybe they're the ones that keep popping up. Maybe they're the ones that touch your soul. Maybe they're the ones that your team needs to hear today, right now. Either way, no matter how you approach it, by being a listener, collector, and thief of ideas, and then grooming them consistently and turning them into small works of art. Now, those small works of art could be a podcast or a video like I do, but they could also be a list of solutions to problems that you're having in the team room. Blockers that are persistent, not getting solved. Change you wish you could make, but that eludes you because you believe that there's no way to change it. Imagine what you could do. With an ever-growing, productive, consistent, and reliable backlog of solution ideas, Instagram post ideas, book ideas, business ideas, what would be possible? Will you tell me? I hope you try this. And I hope this inspired you and helped you. As always, you can reach out and find me at badassagile.com. You can find me on Twitter at badass_agile. You can see me on Instagram at badassagile. And you can find us on YouTube and Clubhouse. And don't forget, if you want to learn more about this stuff, join the Forge with me, won't you? I look forward to next time. And until then, stay badass.